Namaste guys, my friends on YouTube. Welcome to Karin's Orchids and a little short care collab about my BC Brassocattleya Binosa together with Ninja Orchids. Yeah, and the Orchid SaGa as well. I'm not showing my face today. I have a really bad hair day, so no face, no hair, nothing. But instead, I would like you to look at this one. Crowded record on this orchid. A lot of text. I got it from Clausen Orchidin. I think it's Germany. Yes. It says 2017 here. Clausen Orchidin, 2017. But I believe it was my first and only order from that nursery this far. And I assume it was quite late autumn. One of the most vigorous ones I've got in my collection. And yeah, it's not in a way that it's greenish, that its blooms are greenish to the sepals and petals. I love green Cattleyas and Cattleya type orchids, shall we say. Yes, here she sits in the corner of my kitchen window. So I just recently showed you my orchid growing area. Yeah, she's sitting to the right with some LED, quite dampened light to the right side of the in the window, on the windowsill. And for the last couple of months, she's also been provided some additional light on this grow LED bulb, this reddish light. Anyway, some say that she needs quite a lot of sunlight, bright light, in order to create some good canes and, of course, in order to bloom for you. Otherwise, she won't bloom for you. You can read on several blogs or websites out there, but I don't think it's true. She's sitting in the most dampened light area on the whole windowsill here, so it's not right for me. That's not correct regarding my orchid. And you can also read that she needs a slight difference between nighttime temperatures and daytime in order to grow well for you and to bloom, of course. But that I cannot provide her in my kitchen, so it works anyway. And she shall also have quite a severe resting period with almost no watering at all until she's totally dry. Yeah. She's been sitting in semi-hydroponics for the last 6 months or even longer. And she's been blooming 3 times since then. So, and all of her roots are still alive. She was the orchid in my collection that really adapted fastest of them all to semi-hydroponics. And one thing I think I forgot to mention is that this orchid is very resilient towards pests of any kind, such as mealybugs, scale, trips, spider mites, and other ugly stuff. So, yeah, I don't know why. She's always been sitting next to Cattleyas with scale, but she never got it, so it's a really crafty one. And what else? Yeah, it also says, you can read, that she blooms for about 3 weeks. My blooms always last for about 5 to 6 weeks, so that's not really the ultimate truth either. So, yeah, you shouldn't believe everything you read. It's all depending on the condition of the plant and how resilient it is. I mean, you can buy one Binosa from one nursery, and it's the poorest Binosa you've ever seen. And then you can buy this sample, and you'll be amazed. I guess I was a bit lucky, yeah? Sometimes you should be a little bit lucky as well. Primary cross from 1950. It was created in 1950. BC Binosa, Brassocattleya Binosa. It's a cross between Brassocattleya nodosa and Cattleya bicolor. When giving a little bit too much sunlight to the buds, they will open up a little bit more brownish to the greenish color, sepals and petals. But if you move the lights away a bit for a while, they will finally switch until the right color. They should have. Light green. Lovely, lovely color. Some say that this one should be, or is, fragrant, but I've never felt any fragrance on this one, so perhaps it's just my sample that's not fragrant, I don't know. But never mind, I feel that this one is a really, really vigorous one. It's a frequent bloomer, blooms many times a year on every new cane. Latest cane here, 5 blooms, as a matter of fact. Yeah. And it's working on another spike, I believe, in there as well. So it's going to be a long time blooming for this one. I mean, this one already blooms for about 6 weeks, if I remember correctly. Good thing to have a nice orchid. Yeah, it doesn't really need anything. And it also established really fast and really well without killing off any of its roots when transitioned into semi-hydroponics from bark mixture, as well as it was transitioned at the wrong time of year. It just did its thing anyway. And now the little gal is fading, starting to fade after 5 weeks open. Well, it usually blooms for 6 weeks, so I believe it's due to the temperature drop we've been having lately and some drought. It's becoming cold outside. It's approaching Christmas, really. No, yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah, it's amazing how fast time passes by, the speed. But anyway, she is producing. Where are they? Jeez, here. Some more spikes, but not so many as I had wished for and hoped for and expected from such a good cane as that one really is. It's really a better cane than this one, but yeah, it does that sometimes. I mean, it's fine. So let's see if they open up, and we can talk a little bit more about this orchid then, when these guys has, yeah, probably totally faded, right, and dropped as well. Well, as I was waiting for the last couple of buds, which turned out to be only 2 buds, to open, yeah, I just wanted to reach over and look inside the little cane here and see if anything was developing on this Cattleya sitting next to it. And I happened to snap the little bud. Yeah. So it dropped. Doesn't happen very often, but this time it did. No, it's nothing to laugh about, but yeah, bad luck. And it caused this one to fade as well. So I wasn't so lucky this time because of the grow LED bulb light pointing directly to it, towards it. And as I told you, if given too much sunlight, the buds will become a little bit brownish, as well as the buds will open up a bit more brownish. So that's really not a good idea. So when in bud, see to that the grow LED lights are not pointing directly towards it. And it's also a bit interesting that in care guides on Google, they say that this one really needs to create large size canes, good size canes, in order to be able to create a good cluster of blooms from about 3 blooms up to about 7 blooms. Yes. This is a good cane, isn't it? Which it recently created, yes? 2 buds, blasting. And this little paw thingy created 5 good buds. Yeah. So it's been in bloom once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. So all the canes which are riding, 6 times, 7 times down there, and 8 times, yeah. And it hadn't bloomed yet when I got it, so it only had about these 3 canes when I got it, so it wasn't much of a plant, really. And then it's been blooming on each cane it ever produced, no matter what size. So, and this one has always been sitting in dampened light. I never really found a good position for it, but that wasn't needed, so yeah, now you can see for yourself, it can bloom on small canes and in dampened light as well. Yes. Well, and yeah, as for fertilizing, I don't know if I mentioned anything about the fertilizing. Yeah, this one is not giving any separate treatment or any of the sorts. It's treated the same way as my other Cattleyas. The recommended amount of fertilizer. Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. And I of course I flush it, since it's now sitting in semi-hydro. I flush it every once in a while, perhaps once a month. Yeah. And yeah, I guess that would be all, folks, for today. So, they all act differently. So, just see what your hybrid cross does. And start from there. Alright? Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this little care collab, and have a really nice day. Today we're having sunshine outside, so now I'm heading out for a good walk with my dog. Bye bye, guys. Talk to you soon.